It's fair to say that Germany occupies a special place in modern European affairs. Not only is it Europe's most powerful economy, its voice carries tremendous political weight as well. So, news that Angela Merkel's party has finally struck a coalition deal 2 months after general elections will be greeted with a certain sense of relief. But a government of coalition is all about compromise, and in the case of Germany, that could have ramifications across Europe. With me now, Nina Schick, who is an analyst at Open Europe. Welcome, Nina. What is the compromise really being struck here? Germans compromise really well, don't they? But, you know, a minimum wage, really, is that such a big deal for Germany?
Well, when it comes to Germany's Eurozone policy, that won't change regardless of the SPD being in government with Angela Merkel or if they hadn't been. However, domestically, the SPD have won some compromises, the most important being a statutory minimum wage of €8.50 an hour, and as well as lowering the pension age. So these are the two kind of big wins that the SPD has been saying that they've got from these coalition negotiations.
And is there a potential that that would slow the German economy down?
Well, critics have been saying that that's exactly what it's going to do, that this minimum wage is actually going to roll back some of the Agenda 2010 labour market reforms, which are a reason why Germany's economy has been so successful. However, Germany still remains economically very strong, and it remains to be seen what impact this policy will have in the long term.
Now, in the solving of the Eurozone crisis, there were certain matters that hinged on Germany's ability to gather agreement, shall we say. One of them was the role of the European Central Bank. But tell me, if you would, if they have a coalition, it's then more difficult, presumably, to reach agreement within the coalition and then get everything through the Bundestag and the Bundesrat. So what issues are at stake in Europe right now which could be affected by the need to form consensus within a coalition?
Well, even before the coalition negotiations were underway, Germany had a very strict kind of Eurozone policy, which was that it would continue to insist on austerity in the Eurozone periphery and also on structural reforms. Now, that hasn't changed with the SPD coming into government. That tangent of German Eurozone policy is going to remain the same. What we will see is that Angela Merkel has been pushing for something called reform contracts, whereby struggling Eurozone countries sign up to legally enforceable contracts whereby they receive more aid for their economies and only in exchange for structural reforms. Now, this is something that Merkel touted before and the SPD is supporting. The SPD is also supporting the idea that there should be no form of debt pooling at the European level, and also on banking union, which is another central question when it comes to the Eurozone crisis. Germany has been very hesitant. They've been very vague in their coalition agreement, and that's bound to continue.
So broadly, this is a more strings-attached approach to the Eurozone, which in a way we were expecting irrespective of the nature of the coalition.
Yes, exactly. So it's not so much that the SPD has influenced this decision, it's just a continuation, more of the same.
Nina, thank you very much indeed.